And now today, from the Disney World Sports Complex, it's the final of the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships, an ERA Championship Series event, and an ATP Tour event. Michael Chang against Jim Courier. And hello, everyone. Bill McAtee along with Mary Carrillo. Welcome to Orlando. You know, Mary, these two have such a great history together, and you look back, their tennis careers have followed very similar paths.
They have been playing each other since the juniors, trying to beat each other's brains out. They are both tremendous, grinding baseline players who just have so much heart, you know, so much guts, so much integrity out on the court. They both turned pro at the same time, so they've been around an awful long time. As I said, they battled right through the juniors. They're tremendous dirt ballers, both of them. They've got great heart, great tenacity. Michael Chang's only major came at the French Open. That was when he was only 17 years old. Of course, Courier has won 2 French Opens and 2 Australian Opens, so they love playing on the dirt, both of them. It'll be interesting to see who wins this one. But really, I think both Michael Chang and this man, Jim Courier, must be heartened by the fact that a little guy, a baseliner, Marcelo Rios, is #1 in the world now. I mean, it kind of proves that you don't have to play big guy tennis, bully ball, serve and volley stuff to be at the very top.
Well, they both have seen their ranking fall recently. Michael Chang is out of the top 10 down to number 12.
Yeah, that's a real pity for Chang. He started the year at #2 in the world, was trying to defend Indian Wells back early March, and he hurt himself. A freak knee injury made him unable to defend his title and all those points, about 500 ATP Tour points. That's why he's out of the top 10, and that's for the first time in a long time. But he's back. He's fit again. His knee, he claims, is almost 100% perfect, and he's been playing beautifully this week.
Of course, the defending champion here, and he's had the injury problem, as Mary mentioned, but a lot of people think that Michael's difficulties really go back to the semifinals of the U.S. Open, where he lost to Patrick Rafter.
I think that took so much out of this guy. I mean, he plays on so much heart, so much determination. He was 2 matches away from being the #1 player in the world for the first time. Sampras was already out of the U.S. Open, and Patrick Rafter takes him out in 3 straight sets. Chang felt so much pressure because everyone said, here's your big chance to win a second major. He wasn't able to do it. It devastated him. It devastated his older brother and coach Carl as well. And I think in the last several months they've been thinking, what could we have done better? What could we have done differently? And then the injuries have happened to Chang as well. So this is a very important time, I think, for his career. He works so hard, and he would love to see rewards again.
Such a poignant moment. I mean, Carl sitting by himself in the stands at the Open Arthur Ashe Stadium an hour after the match. It was
really depressing.
It was a very powerful moment for
really
Michael Chang fans. Meanwhile, Jim Courier comes in ranked number 57 in the world, and he told us yesterday, Mary, that he feels like he's been on a walkabout since 1993.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, last year he won 3 ATP Tour titles. It's not like he's really been stinky all those years, but he's been jarringly uneven. His very best tennis came in the early 90s. That's when he won the French Open back-to-back. Almost won it for the 3rd straight time, though, but he lost to Sergi Bruguera. Last year in the majors, boy, he didn't get past the first round except for once. Fell out of the top 50 for the first time in almost 10 years. So he's had a lot of work to get back, but he's moved to Orlando, which is where this is being played. He's working out again full-time with Pat Etcheberry, the guy who got him in such tremendous shape for all those years. And he's in a much better frame of mind. This week he's looking so good. He's alert, he's aggressive, he's bold, he's moving beautifully, running around his backhand, trying to hit as many of his big signature shot forehands as possible. I like the way he's looking. I like the way he's talking.
And says he doesn't feel like the number 57 player in the world. We had a chance to talk to both players, and we'll start with Jim Courier, who says his attitude has totally changed.
Well, I feel happy on the court, and you know, I hadn't felt happy out there for a while, and when you're battling inner demons, and you're battling injuries, and you're battling doubts about whether your body's going to allow you to come back and play the way you know you can play, it's tough to feel happy on the court. And I finally got past that a couple of months ago, and then the pieces have started to come together a little bit.
And when we go at it, we have some great matches, some great points, and you know, I've known Jim for quite a long time, and all the matches that we have are tough matches, and you know, win or lose, they are still always a lot of fun to play.
Well, Mary, is knowing a player as well as these two know each other a good thing or not?
Well, yeah, it's not like they haven't played. This is the 22nd time they've played professionally. That doesn't even count all the times in the juniors, well, when they played one another, and they are very, very even. I think what happens normally, and again, Chang has just the slenderest of leads. They tend to win in streaks. I mean, Chang has won the last couple. Before that, Courier had won 2 in a row. Before that, Chang had won 2 in a row. I mean, interestingly enough, more often than not, the player who wins the first set of their matches, except for one time, will just take it in straight sets. So a lot of it depends on what's happening on the day. Michael Chang gives Courier fits because Courier is very respectful of how wily Chang is and how he likes to change tactics. Jim said he'll spend part of the first set just trying to figure out what Michael has decided to do against him because he's such a good thinker out there. But I honestly think, you know, this is Jim Courier's match to try to dictate and try to win. They're both baseliners, as we've been saying, but this is a guy who takes more risks, goes for bigger shots, especially off his big old forehand. And if he's hot, he can win his first title of the year.
Well, we're just about set to go. Courier and Chang, the final of the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships is sponsored by ERA Real Estate, proud sponsor of the ERA Championship Series. Pringles, so fresh, once you pop, you can't stop. And by NEC, a leader in multimedia technologies, semiconductors, communications, computers, and peripherals.
Is there a real estate professional who can give me answers to tough financial questions?
Your local ERA real estate professional has the answers you're looking for. Answers to even the toughest financial questions. You'll find them in this fact-filled ERA Answers book, with answers about adjustable versus fixed mortgages, down payments, closing costs, points, and dozens of other financial questions many people find baffling. So if you're ready to buy or sell, call now for your free copy. ERA Real Estate. We're selling houses.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday party.
Honey, the doctor's on her way.
Almost there.
So Karen didn't need any surprises from her car.
Just breathe. We need you to breathe easy.
Ford Taurus has billions of real-life miles behind it, and a reliable door-tech engine in it.
The doctor's here. The doctor's here.
I hear someone's in a hurry.
And I know 2 people. Make that 3 people. And we're sure glad that she bought this car. Ford Taurus. It's built to last.
Tonight on America's Night at the Movies.
Do you believe in heaven?
Yeah, I suppose I do.
It was a dream vacation to Italy.
Smile.
Until the unthinkable happened.
There is nothing we can do.
If this is too hard, it's okay to die.
We wish to donate Nicholas's organs.
Jamie Lee Curtis in the true story that inspired the world.
This is the young man who received the heart of your son.
Grazie, Nicolas.
Nicholas's gift. CBS tonight.
Welcome back to the Walt Disney World Sports Complex in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. An official USTA event. Temperature, comfortable, 84 degrees, and the wind gusting up to 10 miles an hour. And this is a fairly exposed center court, so the wind, if it freshens throughout the match, could become a factor. Here's Michael Chang, the #1 seed. Mary, his road to the final.
His hardest time came in the very first round, where he had to go 3 sets, his first effort on the clay courts, and he was slipping and sliding a little bit before he was able to secure his way on into the next couple of rounds. Handling Michael Tillström of Sweden pretty easily in the semis yesterday.
Meanwhile, Jim Courier, who was a wild card entry, the number 3 seed.
He beat last year's finalist in the very first round. That was a good effort there. And then, boy, I'll tell you, that guy he played yesterday in the semis, a young Romanian named Andrei Pavel, who was on a 9-match win streak coming into the semis. I was very impressed with him. I think he just got pooped at the end and lost, I think, just on weariness in the 3rd set against Courier. But I love the way Courier competed yesterday. I mean, that guy he faced is young and talented and had a lot of game, and Courier hung around and wore him out.
Pedro Bravo of Chile is the man in the chair today. Michael Chang will serve to start the match, and one of the things he's been working on is improving that first serve percentage.
We've added the power element and you know, over the past few years, and you know, now we're trying to work on being a little bit more consistent, a little more fluid, and obviously I think if I'm able to go out and get a higher percentage of first serve, it's really going to help me to hold serve a lot more comfortably.
That makes a lot of sense, because Chang has worked so hard to beef up his service game, you know, win some free points, and he can get him up into the high 120s when he really feels like it. He's never yet lost here as a defending champion. Same could be said of Jim Courier. He's 4-0 coming into this match. But I think Chang, sometimes he hurts himself when his service percentage drops. Right now it's at around a nice healthy 60, which is pretty good for him. But when it drops down and he's giving someone like Jim Courier a look at second serves, you know, that could hurt him.
So Chang to serve to start the match.
Nice way to start. 115 miles an hour.
Going into the semifinals, he had more aces than anyone with 21. So Michael has been serving well. Once again, outstanding serve right down the tee. 30-15. This is the first final of the year for Jim Courier. Michael Chang has been in one other final this year. That was in Memphis. He lost to Mark Philippoussis. Well, Courier says that because of their styles that he feels like he's the one who's going to have to take the chances. He'll have to play a more high-risk game than Chang will.
It is a little bit easier for Jim to break open a point from the baseline. But I watched Chang practicing today. He was trying to hit a lot of big down-the-line winners in practice. There's that big, powerful forehand that has made so many millions for Courier.
40-30.
So Chang holds, and we're underway at Disney.
First game.
Sabre is built to keep you safe and secure. A comforting thought, especially for those who aren't even in the car.
Stand by me.
All right, what can I get you? Let me get a double espresso latte, half decaf, medium foam, and just name Dutch chocolate, okay? Thanks.
I'll have an Austrian goat milk cappuccino with a touch of Madagascar cinnamon.
Ordering the right cup of coffee has become quite complicated, unless...
I'll have what he's having.
all you want is the richest coffee in the world. Just look for Juan Valdez. 100% Colombian coffee. Anything else just doesn't sound as good.
This is not about fashion. This is not about the love. This is not about a ring. This is about a jersey that keeps you from having to wear your own sweat the whole game.
Nike Fit Performance Apparel. The evolution of skin.
Welcome back to the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. This is Jim Courier's first appearance in this event in almost a decade. His best showing was in '88 when he made the semifinals and lost to Jimmy Arias.
This is a major USTA event, and these two played in the United States Tennis Association Junior Championships, the 18 and unders in Kalamazoo. Chang only 15 years old then, playing against the 17-year-old Courier, and Chang won in straight sets. Because he won that title, Chang got a wild card into the U.S. Open that year, and he won a round there, the youngest ever to win. Of course, the next year, both these guys decided to turn pro.
Wide. It really is remarkable when you think about these two, and at this point in the year, for them to have only one final between them and no championships. It is hard to believe.
Oh, how about at this point of the year, Pete Sampras has only won one tournament, Philadelphia. And in the big ATP Tour Super 9 event going on this week, just ended today in Monte Carlo with Carlos Moya winning. Sampras beat Agassi in an early round and then got spanked by Fabrice Santoro.
1-1.
So he's having some real problems this year.
Well placed. Courier holds 1-all.
One given.
Final that Mary mentioned in Monte Carlo. Carlos Moya and Cedric Pioline. Moya wins in straight sets. Dropped only 8 games.
Boy, those guys, their rackets have been fairly quiet, considering that last year Moya was in the final of the Australian Open and Pioline was in the final of Wimbledon. It just shows how wacky men's tennis really is shaping up to be this year. That's why I like the chances that these two on court have. I mean, these two veterans know how to win.
Law 15.
Wide.
15.
He went after it, though, didn't he? Really squeezed the trigger on that forehand and just missed it wide, but I'll bet he's happy that he went for it. I think Courier had lost a lot of confidence in that singular stroke of his that's done so much good for his game. Now he's going after it again. Excellent serving from Chang. He's moving it all around the box, and he's getting it right in around 115 miles or a couple of miles an hour faster than that. That's good clay court serving. He's trying to keep Courier off balance. Chang's giving it a bit of a hard look. He did pull at it a little bit. So I think that's why he's not questioning it too much.
Take another look.
Yeah, he knows he yanked on that
Definitely wide.
forehand a little bit, Bill. That's why he didn't push it too much. But Chang will question all kinds of calls.
A good answer. 117 miles an hour. Second ace. Mary, how big a match is this for both of these players?
Huge.
It is, isn't it?
I really feel that way. They would both love to take a win out of this weekend.
Ace number 3. And that one was clocked at 119.
Again, that's control and power. That's a perfect combination for clay court tennis. Sometimes it seems like Chang tries to press too much, going for too big a serve, and then his numbers drop. He's in trouble.
Oh, he has to work. Chang holds 2-1. First set.
Hey, California, how far do you run?
35 miles a week, 10 miles a day.
What does that do to your shoes?
The shoe breaks now. Cushioning is gone.
These are the Dr. Scholl Sport insoles.
They provide extra cushioning and shock absorption for your feet.
You just went for a quick run. How did it feel?
Considerably better.
I feel good. You think you'll be able to run more miles a day now?
Definitely.
I have a lot of fun playing characters that are impulsive and dramatic, because the real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. Of course, it helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems
Into beautiful hair.
Earl, what's today?
Sunday.
Well, what's that?
A FedEx truck.
Earl, what's FedEx doing making deliveries on Sunday?
You think we're the only ones working hard on Sunday?
Now FedEx delivers on Sunday because the world works 7 days a week.
Well, back to the grind.
Sunday delivery from FedEx.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Antonio Zoo. I want to talk to you about pain. My knees ache.
Lower back. Did you know your pain can be caused by the way you walk? The way I walk?
Dynastep insert supports your foot so that it hits the ground evenly.
I really think these would help my lower back pain.
Feels real good on these big old feet.
Jim Courier serving to try to level this first set at 2. Checking the sun. New resident of the Orlando area, as Mary mentioned. And the fans here have adopted him quickly.
Very quickly.
Clearly a favorite all week, and pulls out a 114 down the center stripe.
Jim had been living down around the Key Biscayne area, Fisher Island, for years, and it was so windy down there. It was a little bit hard to practice. He got kind of fed up with that. Jim's a lifelong resident of Central Florida, born in Sanford, Florida, which is only about 25 miles from here. Grew up in Dade City, which again isn't far from here at all. His whole family, he says, lives about an hour and a half from his new house. And one of the big reasons he moved here is so he can be near the LGA Sports Science Institute, this really upscale elite facility that he's been training at.
Courier falling away. Cross court, great pace.
Well, a couple of terrific forehands from Jim. This squash shot kept him in the rally. And Chang didn't quite do enough with this forehand opportunity of his, allowed Jim back in the point, and he just decides to split it open. Yeah.
An impressive love service game from Jim Courier. So 2-all.
2 games.
And coming up next here on CBS, the final round of the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic from Forest Oaks Country Club. 3 share the lead at -12, and that includes Skip Kendall, who fired a 63 yesterday. And Bob Estes, who's been hot lately, has 4 top 10s in his last 6 tournaments. Great final round in Greensboro.
Talk about Jim moving here to Orlando. Michael Chang has now moved to Washington. Mercer Island there, beautiful place, he says, full of good fishing, which is what he and his family really enjoy. And there's a large Asian community there as well. Is moving to Orlando from Tampa, where he's been for years. He too trains with Pat Etcheberry, the guy who keeps Courier in such good shape. And in fact, he's moving almost right next door to Jim. So they'll be able to practice a little bit together. I'm very impressed with the serving profile so far of Michael Chang. It's Jim Courier's father.
The real Jim Courier.
He's got to be so happy that his kid is in such a better frame of mind recently than he has been in years.
And 40-15.
And the ever-present Carl Chang. That's pretty much his expression throughout. In jail, we'll spring in. We'll get you. What are you in for, Carl? We'll get you out of there. He's done great things for his brother's game. As Agassi says, Michael builds 7% on his game every year. It's hard to do.
3-2, set number 1.
If we price it smart, we'll sell it quick.
Isn't this loft fabulous?
You know, millions can see it on the internet, but it only takes one to buy it. It's worth every penny.
Don't worry, I won't let the cat out.
I got 2 offers today. I've narrowed it down to these 5. Looks great. Hey! Anybody hungry?
Only ERA has this tool. It's designed to help you keep up with industry trends.
There's a big difference between working with just any real estate agent and an ERA real estate professional.
Yes.
If you're ready to sell your house, call for the name of your local ERA real estate professional today. ERA Real Estate. We're selling houses.
When I was a kid, my father made me dig up all the dandelions, and I hate them. Ken made a promise to me I wouldn't have to pick dandelions when we had our own home. Ken puts on the Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The dandelions go away, and you never even see where they were because the grass grows in thick and green and rich. It takes a very short time to see the bright green come up in the grass. One easy application, no dandelions, gone. This lawn is our pride and joy, and we wouldn't trust it to anything but Scott's. I hate dandelions.
PBA bowling is rocking and rolling. Get fired up as Pete Weber goes for the gold as he defends his title at the Tucson Open next Saturday on CBS.
Back at the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship, Michael Chang and Jim Courier. And Mary, Jim Courier still has not lost a point on his serve.
Very impressive serving from both guys. They know that matches like this tend to be decided by a break, a set, or perhaps by a tie break. And they're both so far serving beautifully. Ugh. Had that one dead to rights. Jumped on that one a little bit too much. Oh. Took that one out of the air beautifully. That's a hard thing to time. It is a little gusty down there on court. And he could have done a couple of things to play this point, decided to just go for it right away.
There does seem to be a little more spring in the Courier step these days.
Much more so. Beautiful disguise on this shot of Chang's. That's why Jim couldn't react to it. He was expecting pace to come back to him. But Michael slid under that thing beautifully. When your strokes are as clean as Chang's, you have the luxury of disguise because everything looks the same until the moment of contact.
40-50.
So Michael Chang makes a little noise, but Courier holds for 3-all.
They really have. Look at all that dough they've made, man. They've about $30 million between them.
Michael Chang with 31 career titles, and Jim Courier with 22.
Yeah, but Chang, only one of those titles of Chang's has been a major. And he just, it seems that for all the work this guy has done on his game all these years, he deserves another one.
5 of those titles for Michael Chang have come on clay, including last year.
Michael he's never distinguished himself yet at Wimbledon in a real big way. He's gotten to the second week, but that grass is a tough place for him to really prove himself. But he's been in the final of the U.S. Open last September. He was in the final of the Australian Open a couple of years ago, lost that to Boris Becker. Was in the final of the French again a few years ago, lost to Mooster. Fist pump from Courier. That was a terrific lob. Up so high and so deep that Chang decided how to play it.
15.
It's very hard to take that one out of the air because it's dropping in such a tough way. And Chang just misses this one, you know, just really overplayed it a bit from a quick position.
You don't think he lost that at all in the
I don't think it's
sky?
It's kind of cloudy. I don't think that was the fault of the sun. I think that quick adjustment was a little too much for him.
15 all.
Oh, yeah.
And even Michael Chang can't get anywhere near that.
Well, the power is what pounded Chang back behind the baseline. And normally, you know, Jim Courier, you don't think whimsy when you think Jim Courier. But he decided to take all the air out of that ball, and it worked beautifully for him. So now he's got a little bit of a sniff at breaking Chang. Oh, look at that angle. You can't hit that good an angle unless you're moving really, really well to get behind the ball in time to create this good an angle for yourself. Again, this is the kind of thing that Monica Seles must get back, I think. She's got to get fit enough again to move this quickly again, so because she used to find all those great short court angles that Courier used right there.
Break of serve goes to Jim Courier. CBS Sports coverage. The Clay Court Championships will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
What would prompt a doctor to say?
I think there are people who are making money off the lives of American kids.
Find out tonight on 60 Minutes.
This fall, the NFL returns to CBS. Welcome home.
It's spring cleanup time at the Nissan store, and we have unbelievable deals for you.
Far out!
Buy a new Nissan Sentra and save up to $3,500. For only $177 a month, you can drive away in a new car.
Cool, man!
Lease the most popular truck for only $149 a month. A four-wheel drive truck with a manufacturer-suggested retail price of over $19,000.
Way to go!
Stop by and see what all the excitement is about at the new Nissan store located on West 26th Street in Erie.
I just enjoyed a ride.
In celebration of 25 years in business, if you call Brandel Painting and Services or Brandel Construction for a free estimate, your name will be entered in a drawing, which will be held November 1st, 1998. The winner will be announced in Times News and receive $2,500 cash. Call us about home or business projects, including painting, roofing, remodeling, sign or art. Whether we do the work or not, your name will be entered. So call today for your chance to win $2,500 cash from Brandel Painting and Services.
Gary Drapp Show and Newswatch 35, the news leader.
Well, on a hot day in Orlando, this is not a bad idea to cool off. Splash Mountain in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Those screams didn't sound all that pleasant. Meanwhile, back at the center court, Jim Courier trying to consolidate his break. Got it in the 7th game of the first set.
Looks like Michael Chang might be making a racket change. Perhaps just a pound or two adjustment in the pressure of his stringing. His brother Carl, a couple of years ago, helped to develop the longer racket that has enabled Chang to get more power and more reach. And it's become a very popular model, and other racket companies too have gone for the longer rackets. A little more than an inch can make a big difference for Chang, returning serve and serving. Jim Courier has been switching rackets lately. He's had a dead arm in recent months, an unidentifiable, undiagnosable elbow. Actually, more rotator cuffish, he says. He's been to all kinds of doctors. They've had all kinds of tests. He said it got very frustrating because the doctor would say, here's a diagnosis, here's a bill for $8,000. By the way, we didn't find anything. That's the diagnosis. So he's been changing rackets to try to alleviate some pain, get some more power. And he says it's now better again. Oh, nice. What a shot.
Such a well-constructed point from Courier.
49.
He's dragging Chang out of position, and instead of going for a lot of pace cross-court, he just feathers it over. This is the best Courier stuff I've seen in a long time.
Oh.
And another love hold for Jim, so he's only lost a couple of points on serve.
The third love game from Courier in this first set. Now, the ERA Championship Series continues on CBS Sports next weekend with the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships. And don't forget to tune in to the other ERA Championship Series events only on CBS Sports. Michael trying to get something going. He serves to stay in this first set.
Hard to believe he had a pitcher's arm, a dead arm as he called it, for months, because he's got all kinds of power and racket speed right now. And you know how confident Courier is for him to rip into this thing. Knowing how quick Chang is and still thinking he can go for winners like that says an awful lot. Ooh, another fine serve from Chang.
That only 92 miles an hour, but well-placed fourth ace for Chang. 30-15.
Just missed that one. See, now I think Chang is thinking to himself, this guy's playing so hot, I better not try to just keep the ball, you know, in a long rally. And when he presses like that, he will make errors. When he presses on his serve, he makes serving errors as well. He's feeling all the pressure of Courier's form right now. That is a mental mistake that you just don't normally get from Chang. He pops his volley right back to Courier, and a very clever lob from Jim. He gets it over the backhand side and sneaks in under it. You see Chang lose points, but you hardly ever see him lose points, you know, to a mental error.
Set point. And Courier will get a second serve. Fifth ace.
squirrely little way to win a point. That's a tremendously big point as well. But a couple of times he's gone from power to just feathery touch. And Chang just does not see it coming, and nobody saw that thing coming. That's a tough shot to make from the baseline.
Did you hear him rooting for it all the way? Yes, yes. So deuce. And again, Chang with the big serve up the middle. Michael gives it a look.
Caught the line.
Deuce number 3.
That's a big hold for Chang. Very typical of his style.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is Nicorette gum safe? And he said, to quit smoking? Of course Nicorette gum is safe. Smoking is not. People smoke to get nicotine, and they get carbon monoxide and tars, which are deadly. Smoking is the danger. Nicorette can be a big part of the solution. Nicorette lets you use nicotine when you need it to help you overcome your cravings. Don't hesitate for a second.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
There will never be another like him. He moved faster. I'm the fastest thing on 2 feet, man. He hit harder, and he spoke louder. I'm the king of the world. More than a champion, he is forever the greatest. I must be the greatest. Feel the power of this legendary man in this exclusive SI offer. You'll get the incredible video, Muhammad Ali, and this heavyweight Sports Illustrated sweatshirt, both free with your paid subscription to SI. Ali showed us things we couldn't believe and gave us moments we won't forget. When I get the gorilla in Manila. Get the Ali Collector's Video and Sports Illustrated sweatshirt, both free from SI. When you order 54 issues for only $1.48 an issue, save over 55% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and get this power-packed combination free from Sports Illustrated. There's no greater champion than Muhammad Ali, and there's nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
And welcome back to Lake Buena Vista, Florida, Walt Disney World Sports Complex, center court. And there's the story at the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. Number 3 seed, Jim Courier, had a set point in the previous game, but now we'll have a chance to serve out this first set. To date, Courier has lost only 2 points on his serve.
15.
Mary, what's he doing so well out there to keep Michael off balance?
I think from every department, Courier is just playing so solidly and aggressively. Chang is still looking over at a shot he thinks might have gone wide from Courier. A little like Arantxa Sanchez Vicario on the women's side. They're always, giving a second look to calls and to marks on the court.
opportunity now for Chang at 15-30. Here's a look at how these two got here. Chang over Mikhail Tilstrom, and Courier in 3 sets over Andrei Pavel of Romania. As Mary said, he came into that match with a 9-match win streak. It started when he took the Japan Open.
Tough stuff. Again, coming into this game, Chang was only able to win 2 points against Courier's serve. Now he's got 2 break points, giving Courier a little bit of what Jim has done a few times to Michael in this match. First break chance of the day for Chang. And he's got a second serve to play with. A late double fault call, backed up by the chair. Only his first of the day, and at what a time to even things at 5. We'll give that a slow burn.
No overrule. It was very close.
So now they've both broken once. Coming into this match, Courier was leading the tournament with 20 breaks of serve against his opponents, and this is just how close this was.
No overrule from Pedro Bravo in the chair.
Well, about 5 minutes ago, Courier had a set point. Now that double fault means there's nothing between these two.
Truly amazing thing is Courier dominated, losing only 2 points on his serve until that game. And yet here we are level at 5.
Excellent body language that Courier is giving off, having pretty much broken himself in that last game. Now he's won the first 2 points of this game, and he's firing himself up in between points. Everything that his old friend Jim Lair talks so much about, a sports psychologist who's very, very big in our sport and others.
Too good.
Doesn't get this smash away from Courier, but it doesn't really matter because Jim gave up a pretty short, loose ball.
Fist pump from Courier. He'll have 2 chances to break for 6-5.
14.
Boy, Chang never lets you feel comfortable about, your lead. Denies Courier a set point, fights off a break point, fights off another break point.
Ace number 6.
This game takes so much work. Of course, Courier's does as well. That's why I think so many of the burnouts in tennis, men and women, come from baseliners who have to grind and build everything point by point. After 2 good points in a row, that was not a good error for Chang to make, and he gives Courier a freebie there and another chance to take a 6-5 lead and serve out this first set.
Break point number 3 in this game.
Oh! That felt good.
You think Courier's pumped up?
I like how Jim just decided, I'm not even going to try to just get this back in the court. I'm going to go for it.
No time to react for Chang.
I'm Ironhead Hayward. I'm used to challenges, and I challenge you to try Zest deodorant body wash. Now, I hear you snickering. But Ironhead, aren't body washes for ladies? Listen, chump. Zest doesn't have heavy moisturizers. But Ironhead, what's with this thingy? That lather builder works with Zest body wash to give you twice the fresh-smelling lather of this bar. And it rinses cleaner, so you're cleaner, more refreshed, period.
Zest body wash. Get cleaner, more refreshed.
Get zestfully clean.
Is there a real estate professional who can give me answers to tough financial questions?
Your local ERA real estate professional has the answers you're looking for. Answers to even the toughest financial questions. You'll find them in this fact-filled ERA Answers book, with answers about adjustable versus fixed mortgages, down payments, closing costs, points, and dozens of other financial questions many people find baffling. So if you're ready to buy or sell, call now for your free copy. ERA Real Estate. We're selling houses.
Over 30 years ago in our laboratories, eye care was revolutionized with the introduction of Visine. Today, our latest advance, an even better Visine. New Advanced Relief Visine. Its unique formula gets the red out, plus more. This computer image of an irritated eye simulates how Advanced Relief Visine spreads the cooling, soothing, refreshing relief of 3 moisturizers. Discover how good your eyes can feel. With new Advanced Relief Visine, it gets the irritation out.
And welcome back to the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. There's the story. Jim Courier trying once again to serve out this first set. And Courier has taken a bathroom break. So we use this opportunity to remind you that our tennis coverage continues all summer long here on CBS. In June, it's the Challenge as Connors, Borg, John McEnroe, and Yannick Noah get together in a special 4-player event. And then in August, it's the Pilot Pen International, the U.S. Women's Hardcourt Championships, Arthur Ashe Kids Day, and it all leads up to the ultimate Grand Slam event, the U.S. Open. That's great tennis coming up here on CBS. Well, Mary, we were listening to press conferences by both players yesterday, and they talked about their rivalry, and the consensus was that it really is an under-publicized rivalry, because they haven't met very often in big events. In fact, this is the first time that these two have met in an ATP Tour final since 1992.
Right.
When Courier won in Hong Kong 7-5, 6-3.
Yeah, it's a little bit unusual. I mean, they've played each other so many times, but it tends not to be in the final, and it tends not to be in the U.S. Chang has had a lot more success playing in America than Courier.
Well, we'll return with more from Orlando in a moment.
You know, I thought every deodorant worked the same. Till I tried longer-lasting, high-endurance from Old Spice. Nothing stronger at stopping odor longer. If you do this, or this, you're gonna sweat. But high endurance will help you stop odor better than any other deodorant. It has a 24-hour formula that evaporates less quickly, so it lasts longer. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the challenge. Because this is more than the best deodorant. It's the high endurance of deodorants. And give this Pure Sports scent a shot.
8,000 mutual funds. And everybody's looking for a winner. But chasing the latest hot fund won't get you anywhere. To pick a mutual fund, find out how they pick their stocks. At Janus, they pick stocks one at a time. They investigate companies like nobody else and invest in the most promising ones. That's how you get there. Janus no-load mutual funds.
Well, both of these players have good clay court records in finals. Michael Chang is 4-1, so this would be his 5th clay court title. And Jim Courier also seeking his 5th championship on clay court. His record is 4-2. Now Courier serving again for the first set.
Courier is only at 43% when he's putting in his second serve against Chang. That helped him get broken last game. A gift there from Michael. High quality stuff. We all talk about how quick Chang is, but I'm so impressed by how well Courier is moving all over this court, though he couldn't cover this return, this pass from Michael. I mean, one of the reasons he's striking the ball so hard and cleanly is because he's moving so hard to get behind the ball. All even now in winners. Courier had been in the lead for most of this first set.
.40-15, and Courier will have a couple of set points.
There's Brad Stein, who is back coaching Jim Courier in the Jim's glory years, the early 90s. Brad Stein and Jose Higueras helped him win all those tennis matches, and they've been together now since just after last year's U.S. Open. And it's helped. It's all helped. Everything about Courier is looking very, very fine.
And he wins the first set on his first ace. 7-5 in 53 minutes.
Second set.
It's good-looking tennis. I mean, this is out of the file stuff from Courier. He's dusting off his old game and his old attitude. I'll tell you, he went years being very, very grouchy. You know, very defensive about the fact that he had lost his #1 position. You know, that he wasn't coming up with the goods anymore against the big boys, especially Pete Sampras, who's the single biggest reason, I think, that he lost his #1 ranking. And now he's just, his whole frame of mind is so much healthier. It's nice to see. He's not nearly, still a workaholic, but he knows how to relax now, how to get mentally fresh again, and that's what Michael Chang has learned to do as well. Both these guys work so hard on their scheduling so they don't overstress, overtrain. And they're both able to recover. These games, their games take so much out of them. And for years, Courier has not been mentally fresh.
All right. A little gust of wind.
Chang. He's got very solid volleying. Chang. See, that's why he gave a little fist pump to his brother, who's always trying to squeeze him into the net a little bit more. His mechanics are fine. And normally he can hit such a good approach shot. He doesn't have to have great volleys.
Michael has been to the net 3 times and won all 3 points.
Well, obviously, after losing that first set, he knows he might have to do a little bit more work up there. I think that was a signal to his brother that, yeah, I understand what has to happen. Too much gun from Courier. And it had pace, it had length. And it was a nasty looking thing. Had all kinds of work on it too. This thing stayed hit.
So 7-5 and now 1-love to start the second set.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen, you got your tickets now.
No, I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me.
Buick LeSabre is built to keep you safe and secure. A comforting thought, especially for those who aren't even in the car.
Stand by me.
Monday after Cosby, Ray's got a problem.
Why didn't you tell us you were having a midlife crisis?
The announcements are still being printed.
How will he handle it?
You want to have an affair?
That's one of my goals, disappoint another woman.
An all-new Raymond.
Yeah.
Then, after a brand new closer, meet Murphy Brown's new singing secretary.
Do I have any messages?
1. Singular sensation, every little step that she takes.
Rosie O'Donnell stars on a brand new Murphy. It all happens CBS Monday.
Back at the U.S. Clays, we've been talking so much about how well Courier is moving to get around his backhand side and hit forehands. Well, guess what? That's what Michael Chang wants to do, too. And in that last point, that's what he did. He's trying to find the Courier backhand, the weaker side of Courier. So he's doing all kinds of dancing to get around, hit his big forehand. Right, and he did it a couple of times in this rally. Does it again here, wails on it, and that allows him to get into the net. And in a very fine fashion, take the first game of set 2.
Both players battling at the end of that first set because they both are aware that the opening set has winner of the opening set has gone on to win the match 19 of their 21 previous meetings, and the only exceptions were in '95 when Chang came back to win in 3 sets in both San Jose and Cincinnati.
How many times have we said that in our broadcasting careers? And then Chang came back. Chang feels like coming back again today. And this is very high quality stuff from both these guys. And I maintain that there's just very little between them.
Mary, let's take a look at the numbers from the first set.
You can see that Chang is serving a little bit louder. He's got more aces than Courier, but Courier is serving better overall, 71%. That's a very high quality first serve percentage. Everything else about them is pretty even, though Chang is making more unforced errors. So he caught up in the winners department with Courier towards the end of that first set.
Well, we mentioned that Chang was working on that first serve percentage. Will he be happy with 57%?
That's not bad. I think he'd like to bump it up a little bit more. I think if you can serve it 60 or better, you can beat a lot of people. John McEnroe always said when he served at 65%, you just couldn't beat him, and that's true.
First serve.
Stefan Edberg, who didn't have one of the biggest serves in men's tennis by any stretch, used to serve at 70% consistently. And that's what got him to the net so much, where he did all of his best work. Courier hoping for a home court call here. Didn't quite get it, though. Looks wide. Speaking French is Jim Courier. First time he won the French Open back in '91. He delighted everybody at Stade Roland Garros by giving an acceptance speech in French. Did it again the next year. Would love to have done it for the back in '93, but Sergi Bruguera beat him, even though he was up a break in the fifth set. But his runner-up speech was also in French. It's good French, too. It's not that high school stuff that a lot of us try to trot around.
Well done. Deuce.
Michael Chang speaks pretty good Chinese, or at least it sounds good to me. And he really is the Elvis of Asia. The guy is huge over there. Has got tremendous multi-million-dollar endorsements and has made Asian tennis a big, big growth sport.
One of the things Chang says he'd like to do once he retires, spend more time there. So the official clock comes crashing down.
It is gusty down there.
Oh, as long as we're on that shot, there's the time of the match, just over an hour.
And it's far from decided. Don't you get that feeling?
Oh, absolutely. Smile from Michael and one from Jim. He returned that with his body.
Headed it. This point was over once it struck Jim in the head.
There you go.
Michael played it anyway, just to make the point.
So deuce.
from Michael Chang. It's a tough shot to get back with that kind of control. Had a lot of dip on it. It was a pretty good backhand from Jim. And it was sliding under Chang's racket. And boy, he held onto his wrist and just feathered it over beautifully. Look at that.
So break chance for Michael Chang. Chang 1 of 1.
Yes.
Courier just swinging so freely.
Advantage Courier. Yes.
Once again, Chang staring at the court. No argument.
One game.
So level 1-all, second set, and CBS Sportsline covers your favorite sports from baseline to baseline. Get updated scores, stats, and exclusive columns, plus interviews, chats, and more. Go to keyword CBS Sportsline on America Online. Well, Mary, you think about 4 weeks from now at Roland Garros, and Jim Courier continues this form. He could really make some noise there.
He doesn't want to say. We asked him about that yesterday, didn't we? You know, how we wonder how seriously he's taking himself. He doesn't consider himself a favorite, but he, you know, I think he's very quietly confident in how physically fit he is and how mentally sharp he is and how emotionally fresh he is again for the first time in so long to grind and play this game. And Chang has to be the same way. These two are not, you know, they're a lot alike in a lot of ways. Chang is much more outwardly religious a fellow than Jim Courier. Very deep Christian faith, which Chang relies on because he's had some ups and downs. But when you're pretty much based on the baseline and there's so many guys around you that are inches taller and have 20 miles an hour more on their serve than you, the idea of trying to win 7 rounds, 3 out of 5 sets over 2 weeks is a tough, tough thing.
40-15.
And even though Chang is a baseliner, he's 9 for 9 at the net today. He's kind of in a playful mood today. Finally got it over.
40-15. Chang.
So Chang holds 2-1, second set.
Chang leads 2 games to 1.
It's happening everywhere. People are discovering Accolade for asthma. Accolade is a non-steroid pill you take daily in the morning and in the evening to help control asthma symptoms all day and while you sleep. If you use a rescue inhaler more than twice a week and are 12 or older, ask your doctor if adding Accolade to your current asthma therapy may help reduce your reliance on your inhaler and help give you more control. However, Accolade is not for acute asthma attacks. For more information about Accolade and a rebate offer, call 1-800-241-1537. Accolade for asthma, because having more control can make a difference. Accolade is generally well tolerated by most patients. Talk to your doctor before changing your current asthma treatment, if you are nursing, taking blood thinners, or if your medical condition worsens. Side effects may include headache, infection, and nausea. To discover more about Accolade for asthma, call today or talk with your doctor.
What are you doing? Borrowing her hairspray? Oh, that'll smell lovely. And the shellac look. That's very big now. Hey, you're a guy. Guy's hair is shorter. It doesn't need heavy hold. So guys use Consort for natural, manageable hair with no shellac look. No, hairspray isn't hairspray any more than shoes are shoes.
Consort. Spray, mousse, and gel. Because guys' hair is different.
What else is in there?
The U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships is the second oldest tennis tournament in the United States. Only the U.S. Open has been around longer, and they played the very first U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship in Omaha, Nebraska, in 1910. There's some great champions here over the years. Of course, Michael Chang, the defending champion. Jimmy Connors won here 4 times. Arthur Ashe, Yvonne Lendl, Andre Agassi, Big Bill Tilden won a number of years. 7 consecutive years, I believe. And here, Mary, a look at the recent champions. Love 15.
Love 15.
Huge return from Michael Chang.
So Chang will have triple break point now.
5th forehand winner from Chang. but he's had 12 errors from his forehand side. Courier has had 5 errors from his big forehand and 12 winners. So you know he wants to be hitting a lot more of those. There he goes with another one. And he drew the error. And he took a big chance there, Courier. When you're playing Chang and you know Chang is going to chase down everything and you're willing to open up the court, run around your backhand, and hit a forehand, it better be a good-looking forehand. And look at this. He's taken himself pretty much out of the point. But the forehand was big enough to draw the mistake.
So off the net cord.
New ball, please. Ball
break to Chang, 3-1.
Courier didn't even try to play this.
Michael's got the fist pump of his own going.
Missed it.
Locked.
You don't often see Michael Chang look wild.
No, that's very true.
Looked a tad out of control there.
But I think, honestly, Bill, these two are both hitting so hard and moving so hard that I think they both feel that things have to happen quickly. You know, they've got to be so emphatic about where they make their plays and hit their shots. It can get you a little jumpy.
Seventh ace. So 40-15. Chang down a set, but up 4-1 here in the second.
He leads 4-1.
Is there a real estate professional who can give me answers to tough financial questions?
Your local ERA real estate professional has the answers you're looking for. Answers to even the toughest financial questions. You'll find them in this fact-filled ERA Answers book, with answers about adjustable versus fixed mortgages, down payments, closing costs, points, and dozens of other financial questions many people find baffling. So if you're ready to buy or sell, call now for your free copy. ERA Real Estate. We're selling houses.
Makes the muscles move. But it is the skin that speaks to the mind when it is cold, or wet, or chafed, or exposed, or overheated. And the mind must do whatever the skin tells it. Nike Fit Performance Apparel. The evolution of skin.
It's the inspiring true story that made headlines around the world. See how one family's sacrifice gave the gift of life to many. Jamie Lee Curtis stars in Nicholas's Gift. CBS tonight. And we welcome you back to Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Walt Disney World Sports Complex. We're in the second set. Jim Courier won the first. And Courier serving down 1-4 here in the second.
Love it.
Both players move forward to check the mark. How reliable is that, Mary?
It is, well, I can see why. Again, these guys are smacking the ball so hard, and they're both trying to get so close to the lines. On clay, you can. It's the only surface where you can really have a mark checked. The problem is on clay. We've shown it time and again using MatCam that dirt is displaced just from the ball hitting. So sometimes it's not a done deal. Look at those marks. Coast to coast. Not even Chang can chase down that
15.
Lovely little forehand dink from Courier. I honestly like looking at marks on a hard court. I think you can very definitely see, again, we see that a lot at the US Open. You can see where the marks are. There's a lot of them. You have to look for the freshest one. That's a big old ace. 120 miles an hour, only the second time today that Courier has put in something totally unanswered from Chang. At this stage in the second set, he could use a couple of cheap points.
They are playing such a high level.
They are.
14-15.
Chang didn't come in on a good enough approach shot, giving Courier a chance to really crack his backhand.
Well, it wasn't called out. Pedro Bravo will come off the chair, seek the mark.
Courier saying game over. I'm counting that as an ace.
And that would be the third.
Game over. Chang leads 4 games.
So it's official. And Chang will serve at 4-2.
Look for Courier to be extra alert in this game. If he doesn't want this match to go into extra innings, he needs this break.
The momentum changes in this match have been so subtle. Well, a reminder that the final round the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic will follow us immediately. Three-way tie for the lead after yesterday's round. I will come to you live from the Forest Oaks Country Club. Again, Courier with a great pace. 30-15.
Chang just sliding himself slightly out of position, giving up something a little too short. 3 of 4 breaks have come into the sun. That's where Chang is starting from now. And Chang's only about 40% effective when he's got to put in his second serve. So here's Courier's chance. Chang is feeling that pressure.
Both players with 23 winners.
This is where Chang has got to get in a nice solid first serve. Not go for the big boy that might miss. Chang, that thing squirted right off the line.
30-14.
And a real break for Courier.
Courier will have his chance now.
This slimy shot gives him a break point.
Well, slimy. But it is a break point for Courier to get back on serve. That was big. 119. 8th ace. Chang continues to serve well.
No extra time for that.
You hear the chair saying to Chang, there's no extra time for that. He doesn't want to switch rackets at this point of the match. So he's adjusting the stringlings that keep his strings from rubbing up against each other and fraying. Called a fault. Chang wants the ace.
And here comes Pedro Bravo again.
He's calling it good. They gave it to him.
Let's see if we can tell. It seemed to scoot off the line a little bit too. Yep. So ace number 9 for Chang.
Good thing Pedro Bravo wore sensible shoes. Courier saying, look at the space right here. I don't see much of a space. But again, that's that displacement we're talking about. Oh, see, now from that angle, it does look like there's some air in between the ball mark and the line. What do you think, folks? Our 900 number to call in right now. It's called an ace. Yikes.
Back in a moment.
I went there, I checked it. I didn't see a space.
Let me tell you a little love story. Happened at this wedding. Groom's buddies all sneak out and do the usual number on the groom's car, right? And there it was, the most perfect black Ford Mustang known to man. So right when Mr. Shaving Cream's about to pull the trigger...
I can't do it, man. What? Just can't do it.
I mean, it's a Mustang. It'd be like defacing a national monument or something. Ford Mustang, built to last.
That's a very ugly dandelion. If you're going to find a dandelion anywhere around here, it's going to be in the neighbor's yard, not mine. I can't stand weeds in my yard of any sort. I use the Scotts Turf Builder Plus 2. It's going to give you a strong root system like this to not allow any weeds to grow up in between it. The lawn is very thick and luxurious, and it's a lot of fun to just run around barefoot. I use Scotts Turf Builder Plus 2 to keep my lawn looking beautiful, and it really works. It's too bad my neighbor didn't. I beat the dandelions.
Athlete's foot. It's a predator made up of many types of fungus that eat your feet alive. But there's a potent weapon that doesn't just cure some, it kills them all. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure. Lotrimin AF, the brand doctors recommend most. Full prescription strength medicine. Lotrimin AF is so powerful, it doesn't just kill some causes, it kills them all. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure.
And welcome back to the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. This is an ERA Championship Series event here in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. It's almost as if we've stepped into a time warp, Mary, and it's 1994. Both these players seem to be at the top of their games.
They've really dusted themselves off from the good old days, haven't they? Those forehands are from out of the files.
Well, neither player is really that old. Jim Courier's 27. Michael Chang is 26. They've both just been around for a long time, so you sense that they're older.
Yeah.
But Andre Agassi continues to reinvent himself, so who's to say that's not possible for a Jim Courier, and to a lesser degree a Michael Chang. Here's Jim Courier, who said 27, told us he just doesn't feel like the number 57 player in the world. There's 4 Grand Slam titles back-to-back at Roland Garros, and then back-to-back at the Australian Open.
Michael Chang says that he does not feel the clock ticking on himself. He's had some real disappointments. He's had a couple of serious injuries, but he's still in with a big chance. He wants to play, he says, till he's around 30. Then he wants to start a family.
This was one of 5 titles that Michael Chang won last year. Finished 97, ranked 3 in the world. That was big from Courier.
Very big from Courier for a 40-15 lead. He's taking care of his serve in this game, at least so far. And he's kind of taking it out on Chang for Chang having aced him 3 times in that last game. Michael Chang was one of the hottest players coming into this tournament last year. He'd already won 3 titles, and he took this, and then later in the year he took 1 more. But again, after that devastating loss at the U.S. Open semis, the rest of his year was pretty bad. He lost only 1 of his last 8 matches of 1997. Real free fall for someone like Chang.
So 5-3 now in the second set. And tonight on 60 Minutes, spend a few of those 60 minutes with Billy Joel, who says it's nice to make money, but it's nicer to make music. And he will tonight. That's followed by Touched by an Angel, and then the CBS Sunday movie Nicholas's Gift, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Alan Bates. That's all coming up tonight on CBS. So Michael Chang will try to serve out this first set. Second set, better level the match at a set apiece.
More fine serving. Courier got a piece of that 119-mile-an-hour serve, but that's all he got. Talk about what good clay quarters these two are, but Michael Chang feels that if there's one major he can win, he likes his chances more at the U.S. Open, sort of a medium fast court, than the slow red clay of Roland Garros. He was a finalist at the Australian a couple of years ago, another hard court surface. This year he went in with a stomach muscle pull and lost in the second round. Nice.
40 love.
40.
We've already spoken about the freak knee injury that Chang sustained back in early March. Sure looks like there's nothing wrong with his wheels today.
And second set.
Another ace for Chang, and we'll have a third set.
Mario Puzo's The Last Don 2, a world premiere event, CBS Sunday, May 3rd.
Project Value Spring Cleanup. This is Sue, an expert on value. She picked up dependable Kendall motor oil at an absolutely amazing price of only 49 cents a quart after rebate. Obviously, a genius. Sue couldn't stop smiling when she purchased this Weed Eater 4.5 horsepower lawnmower for only $139, and she got a free 2.5-gallon gas can.
Easy to shop and close to home. That's everything I need.
Value has everything you need.
It's spring cleanup time at the Nissan store, and we have unbelievable deals for you.
Far out!
Buy a new Nissan Sentra and save up to $3,500. For only $177 a month, you can drive away in a new car.
Cool, man!
Lease the most popular truck for only $149 a month. A four-wheel drive truck with a manufacturer suggested retail price of over $19,000.
Way to go!
Stop by and see what all the excitement is about at the new Nissan store located on West 26th Street in Erie.
I just enjoyed a ride.
Carol Wilson and Newswatch 35, the news leader.
Skip Kendall, one of 3 leaders heading into the final round. This yesterday, birdie at the 18th. En route to 63, missing the course record by only 1. Kendall, Bob Estes, Scott Verplank share the lead going into the final round. Coverage coming up shortly. Right now, back to Bill McAtee at the Clay Court Championships.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And Jim Courier will serve to start the third and final set.
Nice clean start in this final set for Jim Courier. We were talking earlier about so often in a clay court match, you know, just one break a set is all will decide everything. And Jim wants to come out and redeclare himself in this match. A nice way to do it, than not a nicer way to do it than to try to have a love hold. He's 40 love now. It's to his advantage that he gets to serve first in this final set. Yeah, he knew he was in trouble when he gave up that short ball to Chang.
So Jim Courier loses just 1 point to start set number 3.
It could only be 100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world.
So, what are we gonna do today, Matt?
Shave it off, all of it. Just.
Okay.
It's just this dandruff. It goes away, comes back, goes away, comes back.
Well, we can take care of that.
Head and Shoulders?
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back. But Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes before they start. You may never see flakes again.
And your hair looks great.
Glad I didn't do something stupid like shave my head.
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
Well, one of the young fans here at Disney for the U.S. Men's Clay Court Tennis Championships, and perhaps a future tennis player.
Could be. These
couple more.
Yeah.
It's both Michael Chang and Jim Courier, product of the USTA system.
And there's a big industry-wide initiative in the next 5 years to attract 800,000 new players to tennis. USA Tennis Plan for Growth, it's called. Good length from Chang. In fact, the month of May has been designated as USA Tennis Month. And on May 9th, all over the country, there's going to be free lessons offered to kids all around the country, 165 different cities. So look in your local newspapers to see if there's any USA Tennis free lessons in your area. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I honestly feel that guys like Jim Courier, Michael Chang, guys that aren't necessarily huge guys with huge serves, you know, have to be heartened by the fact that the new #1, at least until tomorrow, is Marcelo Rios, a guy who's 5'9", the shortest ever world's #1. Doesn't have a huge game. It's a gorgeous game, you know. It shows that, you know, all kinds of people can play tennis well. Rios, by the way, is battling an elbow problem, so he wasn't able to defend about 500 Monte Carlo points this week. Pete Sampras pulled in as a late entry wild card, and now he, as of tomorrow, will be the #1 player in the world. Rios was #1 for only 4 weeks, but I have a feeling a bunch of those guys will be ping-ponging the rankings back and forth. Nice stuff from Courier. Jumped all over that short one from Chang and hit an even better one himself.
Now here's what will happen with the rankings. Rios will drop down to 3, and Peter Korda will move to 2. Sampras will reclaim the #1 spot, despite the upset loss by Fabrice Santoro, Monte Carlo. Easy service game for Michael Chang. It's a game apiece here in the third. And next weekend on the CBS Sports Spectacular, the high rollers of the PBA Tour collide as Pete Weber looks to defend his title at the Tucson Open. That's Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Now things very even so far between these old friends. Courier. Mary, how difficult is it when you've been to the mountaintop to get it back? And do you see it in Courier's eyes now?
I think so. I like what Courier's coach, again, Brad Stein, is saying about him. He says our approach is that Jim's a guy on the rise, picking up ranking points. He just has to keep plugging away. But surely he can get back into the top 10. Win or lose today, Jim Courier's ranking will go from 57, where it is now, to around 40, maybe 43 if he loses to Chang. I think it's a hard thing to do because, again, it takes so much work to play like Jim Courier. I mean, mentally and physically and emotionally. The guy's a zillionaire now, you know what I mean? Doesn't have the money incentive. But he knows he's still got an awful lot of good tennis left in him. We've seen former number ones make sort of half-hearted plays to get all the way back. Bjorn Borg, Mats Wilander, you know. It's tough for baseliners, I'm telling you. If you got a big old serve or something real noisy that you can rely on and get back quicker, it helps. All over that one, Chang. A high defensive volley from Courier gave Michael the chance to come from way behind the baseline all the way in. Pop that away for a winner. Speaking of former number ones, I mean, Andre Agassi's taking himself seriously again. And he said, hey, at the end of the year, let's stop talking about Sampras and Rios. I could be number one.
So on serve, 2-1, third set. Gone to the third set. Michael Chang will serve to try to level the set at 2.
Chang's only lost 1 point on his serve in this final set. Courier's only lost 2, so that's pretty much what it's all about. Who draws first blood?
Draws some pause from the crowd, and that's the first double fault for Chang.
But his 28th unforced error. 10 more than Courier. Use his left hand. He's smiling.
A spectacular point.
He's looking up. Here he is. Comes to southpaw halfway through this rally. Great dexterity. Then he went back to his right. See, now I feel as a lefty that was a big mistake.
Going back.
Oh boy. I'm so happy to see Jim Courier a happy guy again. It's a big point of the match. It's a very important match for Jim Courier. And all of his energy has maintained, he's stayed positive.
Game check.
So 2-all now in the third.
Courier says of himself, I'm comfortable with myself. I'm less antagonistic in tough situations than I was when I was 21 or 22. He says, maybe I'm mellowing like a fine wine.
Started to say both players actually seem very relaxed. Michael, we've seen him smile a number of times during the match. Perhaps the familiarity with each other.
Yeah, exactly. These two have played each other. I mean, they've been dogging each other for about 20 years, or at least it must seem that to them. They played on the Junior Davis Cup squad together as teenagers. They roomed together. They played an awful lot of practice matches together. They've played Davis Cup together. I'm particularly impressed with how committed Courier is to Davis Cup. This is Jim's first tournament since his tremendous come-from-behind win in the Davis Cup against Russia in the first round a couple of weeks ago. Big smash. Nice splashy winner. He was playing a Russian teenager, a very talented kid named Marat Safin, and he was down 6-1, 1-4 in the decisive fifth match. Came back.
Here's the story. Currently, the final round in Greensboro, Trevor Dodds has now gotten it to 12 under. Bob Estes and Scott Verplank also at -12. The defending champion, Frank Nobilo, is 2 shots back as he plays the 8th and will be sending out to Forest Oaks immediately after this match. They've been playing just under 2 hours. Clean winner. Another forehand winner from Courier.
I think part of the reason he's playing such good ball today is because of that tremendous Davis Cup effort of his. He said it really did wonders for him. The victory celebration where all the guys are piled on top of him, Gully and Agassi and everyone else, he said there's no better feeling than being at the bottom of that pile.
Impressive love game from Courier on serve, third set.
3 games to 2.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Is there a real estate professional who can give me answers to tough financial questions?
Your local ERA real estate professional has the answers you're looking for. Answers to even the toughest financial questions. You'll find them in this fact-filled ERA Answers book, with answers about adjustable versus fixed mortgages, down payments, closing costs, points, and dozens of other financial questions many people find baffling. So if you're ready to buy or sell, call now for your free copy. ERA Real Estate. We're selling houses.
CBS Sports presents the USTA Men's Clay Court Championships, sponsored by Nicorette Gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
And welcome back to Disney World, the Magic Kingdom, here in the Orlando area. And here's the moment that Mary mentioned a short time ago. Davis Cup, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Such an emotional scene for Jim Courier.
That's Tom Gullickson, Davis Cup captain, hugging him, and then all the other guys started on him too. There's Andre Agassi. It was a love pile. And he said there's just nothing like it. And again, he and Agassi have committed themselves to Davis Cup more than any other American players in recent years. And I'd love to see Chang play more. He wasn't able to this tie because he wasn't quite fit. I wish Pete Sampras would play more. That's wide. nifty little point, though, wasn't it? And a busted string, which is why Courier had to go for a lob here. He had lost all the tension in his racket. And once you lose that kind of control, you have to try to win the point in a hurry. That one sailed on him. Of the 11 times that Jim Courier has played Davis Cup, they've won every one of those ties. Little indecisive there from Chang. He didn't quite know how to handle that shot. He wasn't in perfect net position. And that low dipping thing is a hard one to try to volley. On serve, third set. 15 all. I wonder who's going to win this. Wanted to go after that. A 74-mile-an-hour serve, so he had a good look, Courier. Wanted to punish it.
So 30-15.
Talk about these two Americans on clay. Andre Agassi is a very fine clay courter. Pete Sampras has still never brought his best ball to the dirt. What about Todd Martin a couple of weeks ago after an injury-filled 97, winning Barcelona over Alberto Berasategui?
That may be the shock of the year.
Good effort on him.
In an unusual year in tennis.
Yep.
And not to take anything away from Todd Martin, but he probably would be the first to tell you that to win a title like that on clay is a pretty strong feat.
First clay event of '98. This match 2 hours old now. Todd, another strong Davis Cup guy.
Once again, the final round of the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic is coming up immediately following this match. We'll be getting a report in just a few moments. About 6 inches wide. And Chang has a couple of nervous moments, but holds for 3 all.
That's about as aggressive as you can be.
15.
And this guy still won't go away.
And he never will. No. As long as he's playing competitive tennis.
That's the length of shot that beat Courier on that one.
15 all.
Right up against the baseline. And he jumped at that one. He saw an opportunity there, Courier.
A slight opening now for Chang. 15-30.
pretty hard to hit a winner against Michael Chang, who's firmly on the baseline from about 10 feet back. But that's what Courier created there. He's just getting over his dead arm. I have a terrible feeling after this match it might feel a little dead again. Jeez.
30 all. Winners just about even. 19 of Courier's have come on the forehand side. For the most part, Chang has been able to win points at the net, but that time Courier got it past him.
Well, Chang volleyed defensively there, and that's what allowed Jim to create this angle. If you're not at the net on your own terms against a passer like Courier, you know you're in trouble. He knew he was in trouble before that last point. The shot was struck. Courier loves targets. He's just like Chang. They're tired. They're both tired. They're both playing a little bit with the clock here. Michael Chang. These are exhausting points. And they're both taking every bit of the time in between points.
Deuce.
Such a mental and physical match, this. Called out. Chang wants to be sure, but both Courier and the linesman called it out.
I can't see it from here.
You'll seldom get an overrule
in
that position, right. And there you see, the call should stand up. And it does.
Advantage Courier.
You know, just as Michael hit that shot, a little gust of wind came. It might have helped that out because, as you saw, it didn't miss by much. Chang continues to be relentless.
And again, working those little plastic things that protect his strings, keep them from rubbing up against each other and breaking. Sampras is always going to that thing too. He keeps his in his pocket.
119 on that serve for Courier.
And again, both these guys have really slowed down things now, taking their time between points. Jim taking a slow walk to the baseline. Chang tying his shoes. That one right off the baseline gave Courier a bad looking bounce. And again, Courier eating up the clock. Smart.
Well, Chang has fought back and now has a break opportunity. And Chang 2 of 4. This is a break point for 4-3 Chang.
I'm from here, he's telling the fans. I'm from here. He hasn't been from Orlando long, but he wants. He thinks he deserves a little hometown applause. Chang, the defending champion, a very popular fellow here the last 2 years. Courier's been scamming free tickets for his family and friends all week. Grew up not far from here at all, about a half-hour away. This is what he did. He orchestrated the crowd in Stone Mountain in Davis Cup. He said it was the first time he ever felt like Jimmy Connors, because Connors knew how to work a crowd like no one. This is my town. I'm from here. He's saying. Now he's working the crowd again. See, I just wish more players would do that. Let the fans in. Let them feel like they're helping you win a match. And that's what made someone like Jimmy Connors so popular. Yannick Noah, when he won the French back in '83. And you feel like you helped those guys win. Then there was our friend John McEnroe, who used to tell every fan to shut up, and then you kind of like that too, because then you felt like you were part of the scene. but you know what I'm saying? He made you feel like, boy, am I glad I was there for
involved.
That. Yeah. Longest and surely most important game of the match. Needs a towel. He's asking for a towel, Courier.
And that was the 15th point of the game.
There he is asking for the towel. Believe Michael Chang ridiculed that last serve like this. This was 101 miles an hour. It wasn't that short. Not the kind of thing you could do easily. And it's back to deuce again.
Once again, coming up immediately after this match, final round of the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic from Forest Oaks Country Club. Deuce number 6. But watching these two play, it's almost like watching. You feel like you're watching a match on the Classic Sports Network or something. Except there are no bad clothes, and we don't know how it's going to turn out.
ATP Tour trainer Bill Norris is working him over. He's got about a minute and a half left where he can help out Jim Courier.
A lot of that was in reaction to that scene a few years ago at the U.S. Open.
Shuzu Matsuoka cramping vividly and in all kinds of very obvious pain. It was a very hard thing to watch.
Writhing on the court, and no one could go over and help him because that would have resulted in a disqualification.
Right, and the fans didn't understand it, and it was nasty looking, no two ways about it. But I don't think Courier's that bad. I mean, he just won that last game. He was working the crowd again, lifting his arms, getting them to cheer for him.
Well, he looks fairly relaxed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not sure about the headgear there, but...
Well, that's a fashion risk that he's obviously willing to take at this stage in the match. But I love his attitude. I mean, Boris Becker was always such a charismatic presence. He's playing very little ball, though he played in Monty last week. Andre Agassi always knew how to work the crowd. Michael Chang, again, trying to stay composed. He's far from out of it. They're on serve in the third. Marcelo Rios is a surly little fellow on the court, and he doesn't really try to work the crowd. And he says of himself, he's been accused of being really, kind of a crabby guy. And he says, well, why should people like me? I don't even like me. And hopefully he'll get over that, because he is an unbelievable athlete and a tremendous tennis player. And hopefully he'll start liking himself, and hopefully we can start liking him more.
Well, tennis coverage continues all summer long here on CBS. In June, it's the Challenge. It's Jimmy Connors, Bjorn Borg, John McEnroe, and Yannick Noah get together in a special 4-player event. And then in August, it's the Pilot Pin International, the U.S. Women's Hardcourt Championships, Arthur Ashe Kids Day, and it all leads to the ultimate Grand Slam event, the U.S. Open. That's great tennis coming up here on CBS. Yeah. Courier is ready. Chang is out to serve. Try to even this third set at 4, and once again we'll be going back to Greensboro immediately following conclusion of this match. 3 share the lead at 12 under. Well, we had a delay of about 5 minutes, Mary. What are some of the things that players will try to do to, pick up the pace immediately?
Well, that's just right. That was a fine way for Chang to start. 118-mile-an-hour service winner. There's no working your way slowly back into this match. You're wondering if Chang is going to try to think the best thing to do would be to run Courier around. And look at that. That gives you the sense that Courier doesn't want to get into long rounds. If he needed a cramping timeout, he doesn't want to stress out those muscles again. I mean, this thing was wild.
30-15.
Sometimes if you know you got your guy on the run that he's not well, and you change tactics completely, try to allow him to lose, you forget to win. You back off on your aggression too much. Chang doesn't want to do that.
Another ace from Michael Chang. That's 12.
Michael Chang, of course, I mean, the round of 16 against Ivan Lendl at the '89 French was his rite of passage. He beat Lendl, who was #1 in the world, and had already won the French Open. He beat him fighting his way through cramps. And over the years, Chang has done a very good job of eating properly and stretching properly, doing everything he can to avoid cramping.
Now, only the second double fault for Courier. Courier's definitely missing something. Big chance now for Chang at love 30. 2 more points and he can serve out the match.
Second of the game, third of the match.
And triple break point for Chang.
What a pity that the match has gone. It's been such high quality tennis for so long. Really helps Courier that he's got 2 hands off the side to handle that high backhand. Spank it cleanly for a winner.
Trying to get himself pumped again.
Still down 2 break points.
Saves the second. And to fight off one more. Meanwhile, Chang does not want to let this opportunity slip away. It has been too tough a match. How about that? Dad looking on.
It's been a war of attrition all match long. Now it's a war of wills.
Go, says Courier. 4 straight points for Courier. That will get you pumped up.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is nicotine...
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Michael Chang will serve, try to even up this third set at 5, and he has got to be thinking that he had a real chance to triple break point and couldn't convert. Michael continues to serve well. He's lost only 5 points on his serve in this set.
Lucky.
Very clearly out. No question there. Chang must be thinking, boy, this must be what it's like to play me. Jim Courier in all kinds of trouble last game. A fine serve there gave Michael something to play with. And again, you have to go back, Bill, to the tremendous Davis Cup effort that Courier put in the decisive 5th match. Down a set in 4-1, just getting smoked against young Marat Safin before he figured out a way to win, and he's trying to do the same thing again today.
Seem to you that Courier's trying to, not extend himself too much in terms of movement?
Well, again, we know that he's had some problems cramping, although I thought he really worked his way back into form in that last game. Well, right there, you're right. I think he wanted a nice short point. And it was short, but not his way. See how Jim's trying to walk off his in-between points. He just wants to keep those muscles moving to avoid the onset of more cramping.
So Chang will take another stroll. Sun has come out. It's actually been kind of a partly cloudy afternoon here in the Orlando area, so the sun is back out from behind the clouds. And that skips off the line. Chang impressive, leveling this third set at 5. See what happened here, Mary.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour, but it just stings right off the line, and unplayable live for Courier. Just scoots right under his racket.
Nice job, though, by Chang in regrouping in that service game.
Absolutely. They're both, I'm not surprised. I mean, we know what these guys are built like. They're hardwired for this kind of a match. But they've both done some tremendous things in this third set.
Once again, Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic final round coverage is next here on CBS.
An 82-mile-an-hour second serve that Chang was able to scarf up, hit for a winner.
15.
Again, Jim Courier eating up the clock, taking every bit of the 25 seconds allowed between points.
Courier takes a step back, wipe his eyes. The wind is gusting, so perhaps a little clay got in there. Now, this was a problem in the last service game, fourth double fault.
Well, he feels like he's got to swing pretty big on those second serves. 104-mile-an-hour second serve from Jim. That's big for him, and it just missed.
Courier facing another big point. Chang looking for the overrule. About the farthest distance away for Pedro Bravo, so he won't give it from the chair, but he'll go over and look for a mark.
He doesn't even know where to look, Pedro Bravo.
Looking around at the lines person saying, well, where is it? Now Courier's going to come over and help.
Well, that doesn't inspire confidence, does it? Chair umpire's looking around saying, boy, I wonder which mark it is. Looks like the call will stay. It looked out when it was first struck. It's definitely wide. At this point, you know, a lot of this is emotional too. He's hoping it in.
Absolutely.
You know? And he's pretty good. He's a pretty good actor at those moments too, trying to swing a call one way or another.
So meanwhile, Courier saves another crucial break point, and it's deuce. Chang just on the defensive from the very beginning of that point. Nice serve by Courier.
Advantage Courier.
Michael Chang trying to get himself pumped up while you were looking at Jim Courier. There's the story. About as close as it could be. They've been playing for 2 hours, 39 minutes. Jim Courier fought off triple break point in his previous service game. He's fought off a break point here. We'll be going out to Greensboro immediately following this match. Final round of the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic. Too good. Right in the corner for Courier. He has been tough. 6-5 now. Third set.
6-5. When I was a kid, my father made me.
Striking distance. And that's coming up. We've got a great one here in the Orlando area at the Walt Disney World Sports Complex. The second year for the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships here. There's a look at the trophy. The Disney trophy, and this is the USTA version. This is the second oldest event tennis in the United States. Only the U.S. Open has been around longer. How close is this? Courier has 40 winners. Chang has 39. Courier has 31 unforced errors. Chang has 34. Just slimmest of margins. Wow.
This drop shot is what got them both up to the net. Chang trying to figure out a way to get it past Courier's racket, and he just can't. Great defense from Courier at the net, and then the offense to win it. Whoa.
All. These two, we've mentioned, this is the 22nd time they've played each other. They have never played a final set tiebreak between them. They've played 7 tiebreaks overall. Chang has won 4 of them, so they're close there as well. It continues. Let call for serve.
Just 2 points from his first title of the year, and again, all that great fan inclusion, as well as getting himself pumped up. Both these guys have worked so hard lately to get back to form. It's a pity that one of them's got to go down. You know, one of them's going to have to walk away from this match discouraged in some way.
Just like that, 2 championship points for Courier.
PRL obowiązywało całkowicie